So, folks, the Europa League final is lost. The dust has settled. Ruben has offered to walk away with no compensation. Should the board want that? Should the fans want that? Well, me as a fan, I don't. I want him to carry on, and I'm going to tell you why. And I might be wrong. I might be totally barking up the wrong tree. It might be the worst thing we could do. But that said, we've done lots and lots and lots of bad things over the last 10 or 12 years, so it can't be as bad as some of the things we've already done. More about that in a moment. Just last night, disappointing if you've not seen the video about the match. Very disappointing. As I say, I thought we were bad. I thought Spurs were worse. But Spurs got a goal. We didn't. Spurs got a crappy goal. We didn't get anything. I'm not so sure we deserved anything. We had 70% possession. I think we had 4 good chances in about 97 minutes. That to me is appalling. But more than that, we've got nothing in attack whatsoever. We spend about 70 mil on a centre forward, who at the moment is suffering massively through a confidence crisis, and probably just isn't good enough anyway. Great substitute to bring on, great on the bench, great to learn from someone like a Harry Kane, but sadly we've not got a Harry Kane here. He's doing it himself and it's just too big for him. The job is much, much, much too big. And so it proved again last night. What do I think going forward? Well, I think we keep Ruben. Yes, we've lost the 100 million that we would have got from the Champions League, but it will give him more time next year to work with the players, because we're not in any other league neither, other than the Premier League. No European football next year. The world's supposed to be dry. We're supposed to be devoid of money, but I'm sure that isn't 100% true. But we've got assets. We've got lots and lots and lots of players to sell. And next year, really, for me, depends on who we can move out the door, because that's been a big issue of ours over the years. The first issue is spending massive amounts of money and wages on players that just aren't good enough for the transfer fee or for the wage. But the second biggest problem is moving them along. We can't move them along because nobody can afford the wages, and nobody wants to pay anywhere near the transfer fees we've paid. We've cut our losses with some, but we need to massively cut our losses with others now to get them out the door. We just need them out the door to generate some money and to take the wages off the wage bill. And then it gives us something of a chance. The big problem for me last night, as I mentioned in the earlier video, is the fact that we've not got European football now probably rules out the boy from Sporting. Now, we may not have been coming anyway, but over the last couple of days I thought we had a big chance again of getting him. Now we may not. That is unless our manager's already had a word before he's left Sporting, and unless it's virtually a done deal and we've not been told about it. For me, you can still sell a project to a player saying, look, we're not in Europe at all. The team hasn't been performing. You've got eyes, you've watched us on the TV, because I know I'm working here. I know we've swapped messages. But we can get better. We will get better. I'm going to put my stamp on the squad. They're giving me money to buy players next year. But you're my flagship player. You're the guy that's going to fire us into Champions League next year. But I'm going to build a team around you to feed you. You're going to get plenty of ball. This is how we're going to do it. I believe a good manager can sell that to a player, especially a player that took him from humble surroundings in, was it Coventry or wherever it was? I think it was Coventry. Took him over there to Sporting and just turned him into what looks like possibly a world beater. Still only 26, 5, 6, 7, 8 more years at the top. The boy could fly. This is what I see. It's all about getting players out and generating money, so I'll put the bins on. Now for me, this is what I'd be doing. I'm looking at that squad and I'm keeping. This is what I'm keeping. I'm going to go through all this. This is just me. If you don't pull out the video, don't worry. This is just me talking for the sake of talking, but it may interest somebody. And I like getting opinions from yourselves as well as giving them. For me, I'm keeping Euro. I think he could be fantastic. I'm keeping Maguire. I'm keeping Dorgu. I'm keeping Mazraoui. Great thing about him is he can play in about 4 positions. I'm keeping Martinez and De Ligt, Fernandes, Diallo. I may be keeping Mainu. I love him, but I know that the talk of him maybe going, it's all pure profit and we might get 40, 50 mil for him. In an ideal world, I'd like to keep him, but that said, he isn't playing loads of games at the moment. I'd have kept Garnacho. I would have. After what's been said overnight and this morning, I'm now not so sure. And if we're going to get 40, 50 million for someone in pure profit, he's one of those bad eggs. He might be as well out the door. Money for us, He can don't go and do his social media with his brother at another club and upset folk there. We don't really need that at our club. If Mainu turns out that way, I'd get rid of him as well. I don't like it. They've got to think of the team rather than just themselves. Don't like it at all. Dalot, keep Ugarte, keep Heaven, keep Collier, and this Diego Leon, who we've not yet seen, who's to come next year. You're keeping them. World beaters there, there's not many. I think Euro could end up being a world beater. Maguire playing in the back three looks comfortable, and I like him, and he's come back really, 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 really well. But is he a world beater? No, he's probably not. And then I'm looking for world beaters there. Fernandes, yes, can be. Diallo can be. I would say none of the rest. None of the rest from what we've seen up to now. None of the rest would get game time in the great United teams. In fact, some of them I just mentioned might not get game time, but some possibly would. Then we're supposed to have Cunha come in. Cunha's in with them as well. And then we've got maybe a centre forward. Could be the boy from Sporting, probably won't. Could be Delap from Ipswich, probably will, but not definitely. That gives us the basis of something to work with. Yet we still need 3 or 4 more quality players, and they're going to cost money, and we've not got it. So we'll look at then what can we bring in and look at who's going to go. Well, this is what I see. You've got Rashford, now on with how he's done at Villa. His stock has rose a little bit again. He still wants to go to Barca, and he's talking and taking a pay cut to go there. That means we'll get a transfer fee off Barca, hopefully. He takes a pay cut, and we're not paying part of his wages. Or is he thinking, Barca can't afford any money with transfer fees, they're still on an embargo. I go there and take a pay cut. United get nearly bugger all for me, but they're not paying me wages. Is he thinking it's a trade-off? I don't know. But I would imagine at the moment, Rashford is worth at least 40 mil. So I'm doing a bit of a adding up here. I've got Rashford at 40 mil. I've got Sancho at 25. Now, all right, we didn't want him. Chelsea haven't wanted him. I don't look like they're going to have him. But he's still a young player and did well in Europe, did well at Borussia. Somebody may be in Germany will take him for 25. Casemiro for 30. Is he worth that now? No, he's not. But the Middle East, he probably is, and they'll pay 20 or 30 for him. It's easy money. His legs have gone. He's had some good performances this year. He's surprised me. He's come back a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's about generating money. And although he's been a great player and still a good player, as I say, his legs have gone. And he's not best in class anymore. And we've got a few in midfield who can cover for him. Anthony, his stock has rose massively. I've seen my lad show me the goals he's been scoring in Spain of late, and they're fantastic. He scored the odd cracker for United, but a lot more over there in a short period of time. Maybe United's just too big a club for him. Maybe the continent is better for him. Maybe the way of the play and the pace they play out over there is better for him. He's looked a different player. 30 million, no problem, I would have thought. Anana, what do we pay? 50 or 60? We'll be lucky to get 20, but I'm sure we will get 20. I need him out the club. He's got to go for me. We need another goalkeeper. He just isn't right for me. Don't know what you feel. He ain't for me. Hoyland, 30. Did we pay 70 or 80? I think we'll be lucky to get 30, but there's still people that think there's a player there. There could be a player there. But it's a number 2 for us, not a number 1, and it's all about generating money. We need money in. We've got to get money in. Xerxes, I like the lad, some call him. He's not over fast, but he's got a football brain. He can put his body on the line. He can wrestle the ball from opponents, and he's got a great pass on him, great control on him. But we've got loads of decent players, and that's all. He's another decent player. Get him out the door now while we can. There's another 30 mil. I had all them up. There's 205 mil. 205 mil. We must have something in the bank as well. But 205 mil. If they get rid of them, can it be spent on players, all of them? I think it can. Greenwood, they tell me if Greenwood moves this year, and he's likely to move to maybe to Spain, I believe we've got about 50 million in the deal. The boy that's supposedly going from Benfica to Real Madrid, the fullback, I believe with another 50 million there we wrote into his contract. Based on what Madrid are supposed to offer for him, I think we've got 50 million come there. There's another 30. And then if they go Mainu and Garnacho, if they get rid of one of them, either one of them, hopefully Garnacho, he's going to probably bring us 40. He's an exciting winger and he's only young. 40 million. Ericsson, Lindelof and Evans, I think they're all out of contract. They won't be on massive money. But move them out, they're off the wage bill. And then Shaw, I've got lots of question marks next to Shaw. I know he's been a decent servant. I know he's a good fullback. I know he plays for England. But last night he was shocking. And he spends most of his time now on the table injured. Can we get 15 million for him? 20 million for an England fullback? Maybe we can. Would it be good business? Maybe it would. He's playing centre-back now, because can you see him galloping up and down the wing with his problems of injury? I'm not so sure you can. Even if we get rid of Lindelof and Evans, who have we got at the back? Euro, Maguire, Martinez, De Ligt. And I know we're after one more top-notch centre-back, because I know they've all got question marks about them one way or another. But there's 4 already. Mazraoui can also play there, I believe, so there's 5. You've got 5 centre-backs there. We only need 3 playing in Ruben's system. So I think Shaw can go, I really do. But you add that up, 205 million, another 30, another 40, maybe another 15. There's like 270 million quid. The problem is getting him out the door. We're brilliant at agreeing contracts and getting people in at inflated prices on inflated contracts. Of course we are. We're great at paying over the odds to clubs and then to players. We've now got to show we're as great at getting rid of players. That's the biggie for this season. We need to get rid of players, and we need to start doing it now, or after Sunday when the season's ended. We need to move players on, and we need to convince those that don't want to go because they're on a good number here and good wages, maybe like your Casemiros, that we may be alright, we might have to help you financially, but really you're not going to get much game time next year. The way we're going to play next year is going to be 100 mile an hour. And we need fit young bodies who can get around the pitch and work hard for 90 minutes. We need to get rid of some players. How many have I got there? Well, you're starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 plus Cunha and Goyka, whatever his name is. There's 18 with those. And going, if Rashford goes, all the ones I said, Rashford, Sancho, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like an unlucky 13 going there. And we've already got Greenwood and the lad at Benfica out the door. There's 15. There's 15 what we can get money for. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. 9, 10, 11. 12 with Shaw. 12 with Shaw. And of the 12, 9 we can get money for. And then there's 2 other players that have already gone, that if they sign for other teams, we're going to get a kickback on as well. We need the players out the door. We need the players out the door. We need 3 or 4 players coming through the door that Amarin's picked himself, that he knows will fit his system. And hopefully a goalkeeper with that, because this boy just isn't good enough. He's too shaky at the back, and in the main it comes from the goalie. Get another goalie, get a centre forward, and maybe 2 to 3 other players that Amarin knows can fit in his system. And let's see how we go from there. No distraction of European football. More time with the players next year. Let's see, can he bring them on? Amarin says, you either get rid of me or you show faith in me. I'm not going to change next year. This is the way I do it. Not going to change. You either back me or you get rid. And I want no money. I'm gone. I think they back him. Give him that year and then give him into 2 years. If they see him improve, give him the second year. Give him next year and give him the year after. I think within 2 years we might see a totally different Manchester United. And I think it might be United on the way up, I really do. Because last night, I think Sam and Jordan hit the nail on the head. We've hit rock bottom. Absolutely rock bottom. The only way to go now is up. Go and ask Yash, she'll tell you. The only way is up. We're on our way now. We're on our way. Oh, I hope so. Right, see you later. That's my take on the Europa League final and everything thereafter.